And we got a brand new one from the Spinanes coming up, plus the latest from Sheer. I'm Matt Pinfield, and with me now are John, Simon, and Charlie from Goldfinger. Good to see you guys. What's going on?
Yeah, man.
Hanging out. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's good to have you here, and your single's been exploding, and the album's out. And, you know, before the actual album came out, you had an EP out, too, that you did of demos people should know about called Richter, which was cool. And Here in Your Bedroom was on there, too. And,
yeah, just like 6 songs. We never released it. We just sold it at shows and stuff just to have people introduced to the band, you know, when we were first starting out. But I don't know, it's cool. It's just demos, exactly.
Yeah, but it's very cool. What's great is, I mean, I mentioned on the air, first time we showed the video, a couple times after, the influences and, you know, the idea of, you know, the ska meets kind of like the edgy pop, you know, there's a lot of different elements in there. That's because you have a lot of different musical influences and backgrounds. I mean, I know I've talked to you guys before the show and just the different stuff that you've seen. Certain guys in the band might have been at like every Chrome Mags used it today, Agnostic Front, like CB's punk show.
That was Darren.
Yeah, right, Darren, who's not here. Or, you know, or you see things like Descendants or Fishbone or, you know, a lot of other different shows.
Yeah, I just like good songs, man. I mean,
yeah.
You know, we're a pop band, and I mean, the first concert I ever saw was, you know, the English Beat and Bow Wow Wow, and 2 great pop bands, you know.
Yeah.
And obviously we're not a ska band, but I mean, you know, Specials are one of my favorite bands, and the Buzzcocks and Replacements are probably why Charlie's in the band. I mean, probably my all-time favorite.
Yeah, that's amazing. And speaking of which, the Buzzcocks, you guys do a great cover. You rip up "You Say You Don't Love Me" live.
Oh no. Rip off or rip off?
No, you rip. Well, no, you don't rip it off for no song. You do the version, but you do your own version. It's great version of it. It's really cool,
man.
As well. Now, Here in Your Bedroom is a really cool song too. It starts out with a kind of English beat vibe, and it just kind of kicks in. The video we're going to see now is directed by Richard and Stephanie Rains, who are really cool. They're from Jersey originally, went out to California. They do things low end. It wasn't like it cost a ton of money or anything. You guys did this whole thing on your own, starting out, and it's a really cool clip. It's got a lot of humor in it too, and it's fun. I like the guy walking by with a toilet paper hanging out of his butt. How many times have all of us been through that kind of fun thing? Hopefully not too often, but.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tell me a bit about the experience of. Just kidding. No.
It's like a recurring show. Just us before the show.
Yeah. Tell me a bit about the experience of making that video. Was it a fun thing to do? Did you enjoy doing it? Because it was the first one you had done.
It was rad. It was like just one day. You know, I mean, it was just really, it was just a lot of fun. We were just all worried it was going to be like this big, like, you know, makeup and all that stuff. And it was just like, it was really easy, man. It was just like, you know, Richard's a great guy. You know, and we just like worked. Rich and Stephanie are just really, they've been with us since the beginning, you know, and like you were saying, and when we first started out, I mean, everyone shined us. We did this whole thing ourselves pretty much, you know, and these are 2 people that really helped us out in the beginning, and we just said, you know what, you can do this for us. And it was really cool.
Yeah, people need to realize that you guys did do this whole thing on your own, and that was the real deal, and things blew up, but it was, you know, I mean, you financed it from the beginning and did your demo, sold stuff at shows, just like, you know, the organic, cool way, which is great. Right now, we're going to play the first video off this album, of course. It's called Here in Your Bedroom on 120 Minutes. Goldfinger. From their second album, Strand, that is the Spinanes with their brand new video, Lines and Lines, here on 120 Minutes. I'm Matt Pinfield. I'm hanging out right now with John, Charlie, and Simon of Goldfinger. How did you guys get together? Tell me about how you met. Were you all in different bands at one time? Were you friends? Did you just run into each other at ska shows or punk shows? How did you get together?
Well, John and I, we sold shoes together in Santa Monica.
Did you really?
That's the truth.
And then our drummer, Darren, came in. He worked on Baywatch as a stunt double for David Hasselhoff.
Really?
So in the video,
Same
you play
chest hair.
You play sword. Let me show the chest hair.
You're serious? Totally serious about this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was a stunt double.
Wow.
Yeah. So one day Simon caught me shoplifting from the shoe store, and you know, while he was in the back room interrogating me, it turns out we liked a lot of the same bands. He took the cuffs off and said, you know, come on down and play. Pretty
cool. So that was the kind of situation, and since then you played together. Did you let him keep the shoes, or what was the deal?
No. I had to pull them out. I had the rubber gloves on, and
you'd really, you concealed them in that special way.
Well, you know,
he's got size 12 feet too, so you know.
That sounds pretty painful to me, anyway. But that's a pretty interesting story. The shoe thing, that's cool though. We'll be talking more with these guys in just a few minutes, and right after the break, got a brand new one from the New Jersey band. They're called Love in Reverse. So don't go anywhere. Welcome back to 120 Minutes. I'm Matt Pinfield. With me is Goldfinger right now, and they have a new album out. It's a self-titled album. First came out on the indie label Mojo, which you got hooked up with first. Where's Mojo out of? In California,
Santa Monica.
Right?
They actually sold sold the guy a pair of shoes that got us signed to this little indie label, and so far so good, man. I slipped a demo tape in his box, and that's how it all started, pretty much.
Really, that's cool though. That's very good.
Yeah.
Now, you know, there's obviously, we've talked a lot, like I said, about different ska bands. You know, everybody from the Specials, you know, and Fishbone, and a lot of other things, and a lot of other bands you've loved. You do an interesting group of covers. It seems, you know, and they're real energetic. The band is extremely energetic live. You do like Who, Kids Are All Right. We talked about the Buzzcocks. You've even done like Wonderwall and Joan Armatrading. One of us.
Not really.
Or like 10 seconds of
The
it.
drummer does Wonderwall.
Yeah, everybody does it as a goof. You know what I'm saying? No, but for serious things, there's a couple tribute albums coming out that I heard you were going to be involved with. One was a Duran Duran tribute album because you do Rio, and I heard Korn was going to be on that album, and the Rans. Who else?
No Doubt.
Yeah.
Eve's Plum.
Yeah, a bunch of different bands doing Duran Duran stuff with totally different treatments.
Yeah, we do like a half. It's like Ronnie. We call it Ronnie. It's like Ronnie James Dio. We do like a little bit of Rainbow in the Dark in there, so it's like actually.
Rainbow in the Dark with Ronnie James Dio, and
like
you do Rio and Dio.
Dio kind of.
Dio and Rio. That's special. You know what I mean? That's
right.
And then so it's cool. And Korn, I heard we're going to do the chauffeur, but you also do Operation Ivy. You might be in an Operation Ivy one too.
Yeah,
I know
we're doing Smiling.
That's very cool. It's great stuff as well.
Yeah, great band.
Well, you've seen a lot of those bands. I mean, living in California. I mean, like we talked about Descendants and old like Black Flag and the early Circle Jerks. And
yeah, Social Distortion is probably my all-time favorite from that whole scene. I mean, they're just great pop songs, you know. I mean, Mike Ness and Paul Westerberg are my two heroes.
Yeah, you know,
if I had heroes, you know.
Right, and Paul was on earlier tonight, so it's cool because he was talking about the covers he does too, and it's got a good reoccurring thing going on there.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah. Well, I think it's great to be able to, because a lot of kids growing up that have like that new school, like that NoFX Pennywise thing, you know, they don't know a lot about like the Descendants and Social D and TSL. Yeah, and all this stuff. We cover the Avengers, and we cover old replacements and stuff like that, and it's just. I mean, it's great. People that I listened to growing up. It's great to be able to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
all your favorite bands and stuff. That's
Totally.
cool because it's always in your system. There's a special feeling there because you do your own songs that you love, and then you do covers that it gives you a special feeling you had like when you were listening to them.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? We're going to have more with Goldfinger, but right now it's a brand new one from the New Jersey band called Love in Reverse. Their debut EP is called I Was Dog, and Dog used to be their name. But here's the first clip off it, and this is I'm a Contradiction on 120 Minutes. Welcome back to 120 Minutes. I'm Matt Pinfield with Los Angeles man Goldfinger. Goldfinger is a great name, by the way. Are you big fans of the movie? And was that where you decided to pick up the name?
We've never seen it.
Seriously?
No.
It's a great movie. Sean Connery's my favorite, I think.
Did you like the woman totally painted in gold in the beginning of that?
Yeah, that was cool. We just, I don't know, he named the band.
Yeah. Well, we used to wear suits when we started off, and it was a cool name for a band that wore suits because we're totally on that Elvis Costello kind of, the attractions trip.
Yeah, very much that.
Yeah,
Specials.
So it suited the name really suited what we were doing then, and what we're doing now too.
Yeah, definitely.
Until we did the first tour with the suits, they lasted about 3 days, and all of us in a van. I mean, you're not going to find a dry cleaner in like Poughkeepsie. You know what I mean? That'll get it. It was
not one at like 7 in the morning when you have to leave at 9.
Did not last. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're on the road, you're going out of that van, right, trying to keep your stuff together.
Brutal.
That's true. Now the songwriting stuff. I mean, a lot of songs that talk about relationships and just that whole dealing with things and the kind of like uncertainty, especially in the single. Tell me a bit about that. Is a lot of that coming from, personal experiences?
Didn't Darren write some of the lyrics?
Yeah, well, John's never been in a relationship before, so our drummer had to write it all for him.
And he took credit for it, kind of thing?
Darren is the sensitive artist in the band. Yeah.
The sensitive artist who was actually a stunt double for David Hasselhoff.
Well, you got to pay the bills, bro.
No, but I'm saying, that's cool to do that. But I'm saying he's got that both sides working for him. So he must really be happening. I love that. Actually, Darren is a great guy, though, totally.
Yeah,
and he's a great drummer. Live, you guys kick, man.
Yeah,
you guys are so energetic live. I just love the explosion on stage. It's totally cool.
Yeah,
exactly. And Goldfinger, was Pussy Galore the actual villainous woman in that one?
Can you say that on MTV?
Yes, you can, because that was the name of a band John Spencer used to have. Blues Explosion. Right? You can't say.
I know you can't say cockfight.
Yeah. No, yes, you can.
Oh, you can? Oh, you can say
Can we have one later on?
Yes, we can try. Or sword fight in the snow, like we did when we were kids. And you had to go. I want to thank these guys for stopping by tonight. The final video on 120 Minutes tonight is from the Irish band Sheer. Here's the first clip off their debut album, Infliction. And it's called Wish You Were Dead on 120 Minutes. Ow! Oh, man.
Well, shot.
Yes.